Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Ramana Hari Govinda 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 Gopala 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 Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Hari Jai Sachinandana Jai Sachinandana Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar Radha Shyam Sundar Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura Hari Bo. जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, हरे कृष्ण महामंदिर की, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की, जय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद, हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरि ओम तत्सत। Hare Krishna. So this is the fourth session. Fourth session. So before we start the session, let's recollect whatever we learned in the previous session. Any recollections, any points that you remember from the previous session? We discussed about Sutra. What is Sutra? It's like a formula. Now, what is the advantage of using sutras? It becomes easy, isn't it? You don't have to explain the entire process again. Okay. Then, anything else? Huh? Asandigdham. Good. Asandigdham means? Not confusing. The teacher must express the ideas in a very clear manner. Yes. Then? Abhyasa means? Repeat. You practice. Certain things you have to repeat. And there is another opposite point we learned, right? Punarukti dosha. That means? Punarukti dosha means you should not repeat something which is not to be repeated. So that you should know. Then, capturing the attention of the audience. So how do we do that? Icebreakers. Then? At the beginning of the session. Yeah, some anecdotes, something, some small stories, so that the audience is tuned in to the teacher. Then?
Developing the listening skills.
You should develop the listening skills of the students, especially if the students are young kids, isn't it? Because their attention span is very less. Yes.
Capturing the attention of the students.
Capturing.
Krishna used this technique in 6.35.
Yes.
So Krishna used this technique like he empowered Arjuna.
Yeah.
He glorified Arjuna.
Yes.
Nobody's captured.
Yes. Correct. Then
Audibility.
audibility.
Swarabhedam.
Yeah. What is Swarabhedam?
The tone of the.
The tone, isn't it? The tone is very important. You know? So to give you an example, suppose you say, today I'm going to teach you a lesson. Okay. Today I'm going to teach you a lesson. The same sentence. But is the meaning same or different? Totally different, isn't it? Just a slight change in the intonation changes the entire meaning. Isn't it? So Swarabhedam is important. Okay. Right. So actually remember is teaching is an art and the subject is a science. Teaching is an art, but the subject that we are going to teach is a science. What is the difference here? Why teaching is considered as an art and the subject that we are going to teach considered as science? Why?
Science already exists in the way of presenting art.
That is, art means it is flexible. It can change, isn't it? But can science change? No. Science cannot change. Every action has got an equal and opposite reaction. That cannot change. That is always the same. But how you impart that science can change. So that is why teaching is an art, whereas the subject that we are going to teach is a science. Now, we talked about prakriya, isn't it? What was prakriya? You remember? Methodology, teaching methodology. So the teaching methodology, should that be a fixed methodology or are we supposed to change it? We have to change it, isn't it? So how do we decide whether to change it or not? It depends on two factors. That is, one aspect is Vishayanusarena. Vishayanusarena. Vishaya means subject. Anusarena means as per the subject. So the prakriya or teaching methodology can be changed as per the topic or vishaya. Generally speaking, every topic should start with something called upakrama. The technical word is upakrama. Upakrama means, like in Bhagavad Gita, if you see, Krishna will always say, now Arjuna, I will talk to you about dhyana. Now Arjuna, we will talk about bhakti. So this is an example of upakrama. That means the teacher, in the beginning of the class, he is telling the students that today we will be discussing on this particular topic. So you give an idea to the students that today's session is going to be about this subject. So this is known as upakrama. Upakrama.
Setting context.
Setting a context. It helps the students to adjust their mindset. Okay, now we have to learn this, isn't it? So they will be attuned to the subject. Not exactly an introduction, you are introducing the subject itself. Today we are going to talk about this subject. Introduction can be any general introduction, but here upakrama means you introduce the subject, the core subject. Okay. So that is upakrama. Now, once upakrama is done, you get into the body of the topic. You give an introduction of the subject, then you explain the subject. That is the second part. And how you are going to explain it, that depends on so many different things. Mainly Vishayanusarena, according to the topic that we are going to discuss. So once it is explained, then you have to conclude. It is technically known as Upasamhara. Upasamhara. When you are introducing the topic, it was known as Upakrama. When you conclude the topic, it is known as Upasamhara. Why is conclusion important? Is it important to give a conclusion? Yes. So why it is important?
They may misunderstand.
Yeah.
They may not got all the points
Yeah.
for the class.
Yes. So they will get a gist. Yeah, realization, or they will get a gist of the entire topic. Or in other words, they will say, what is the take home? Essence of the class. Because in the class we must have talked about so many things. So sometimes children may miss the point. So in order to make sure that they did not miss the main point, you give an Upasamhara. This is the point that you have to take home. Only when you give an Upasamhara, the essence, the student can go forward to the next step. That is, first we do Shravanam. Shravanam means hearing. After Shravanam, you go home. Then what you are supposed to do? Mananam. Mananam. Isn't it? So Mananam, there is a difference between Smaranam and Mananam. What is the difference?
Smaranam means just remembering.
Huh?
Smaranam means what you listen, you are recollecting.
Smaranam is, maybe it is simply a mechanical remembrance. I heard this many concepts. This is the formula that I heard. You are simply, it is like a rewind of what, it is not exactly revising, it is a rewind. Whatever you heard, you rewind in your mind. But recall. But what is Mananam?
Thinking.
Mananam means you ponder on the topic. You ponder on the topic. See, for example, Krishna is saying, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Okay, you abandon all religions. So when you do Smaranam, what do? Sarva Dharman Parityajya. That means you abandon all religion. That is Smaranam. You remembered. But what is Mananam? What do you mean by all religion? What does it mean by abandon? You go deep. You think about the concept. Isn't it? It is, in other words, it is called chewing the cud. You heard about it? What is chewing the cud? The cows do that. The cows, what they do? When they are led to the grazing ground, they gobble up everything. Pata, 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 they will eat. Then what they do? They will sit under a tree and then they will bring it back. Then they will chew. Once that process is done, then only that food material is absorbed into the body of the cow. In case they don't chew the cud, it will not be digested. So similarly, if you are doing only a mechanical recall or simply, then what will happen? You will not absorb it. You will not imbibe it. Isn't it? You will simply remember it. Just like you are remembering a concept that you by-hearted for your exam. You will remember. Just like a rhyme or a poem. Isn't it? For example, do you know Arabic, any of you here? No. Even Kannada is a little difficult for us. What about Arabic? But can you by heart an Arabic couplet? You know what is a couplet?
2 lines.
E ready. In Tamil they say E ready. 2 lines. Will it be possible for you to by heart a couplet? It will be possible. Maybe 1 or 2 days you repeat again and again, you will be able to do it. But then, can you imbibe it? No. Why? Because you don't know the meaning and you have not done manana. You can anytime recall it because you have by-hearted it. So we are not talking about that. That is also important. You should also by heart. But if it has to be useful to your life, then you should do manana. You imbibe it. Once you do mananam properly, you can go to the next step. What is that? Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means what? You put it into practical life. You apply it in your practical life. So, any concept in spirituality ultimately needs to be applied in your life. Then it becomes really useful to you. Otherwise, what will happen? You will become a namesake devotee. If it, in the case of devotees, simply namesake devotees. You will not really enjoy the devoteeship. Actually, when you are a devotee, you should enjoy that. Being a devotee is a very enjoyable feeling. If you say that, Prabhu, I am in the moment for some 10 years, but not much of an enjoyment, means you have not imbibed. Not imbibed. When Krishna goes and stands in front of a devotee and asks, what do you want? The devotee said, Kurayundrum illai Govinda. That means what? I don't lack anything. So I don't want anything. So that shows that the devotee is enjoying his devoteeship. I am a devotee. That in itself is enough for me. So enjoyable, so pleasurable. That's why devotees, they cannot say, I am getting bored. I am simply sitting. I am simply sitting and chanting, Prabhu, I am getting bored. Whole day I am chanting, I am so bored. Can I do anything else? So that means you are not enjoying devoteeship. Isn't it? So, mananam should take you to nididhyasana. So, the point is, why is it important to do a upasamhara? Then only the students will know this is the main point. This is what I should do mananam. This is what I should be applying in my practical life or whatever is applicable for them. So that is upasamhara. So your teaching methodology has to be flexible and it should be changed as per the topic. It is called Vishayanusarena. Is that clear? Yes. Now, there is another factor based on which you should again change your teaching methodology. That is Sishyanusarena. Sishya Anusarena. That means what? According to the students, the audience who are sitting in front of you, you should change your teaching methodology. It is actually a very vast subject, but we will discuss a few points. How can we divide the students or children who are in front of us? For us, our audience is going to be students. We are going to teach them spiritual science. So the question is, how can we divide the students in front of us? One way of dividing the students is on the basis of their age. You can divide students on the basis of age. Generally, there are 3 categorizations. Okay. First categorization is known as early childhood. Early childhood. maybe you can say from age 3 to 6. Early childhood, age 3 to 6. Such children in that age group, they will learn through 3 methodologies. If you adopt any of these 3 methodologies, they will learn fast. One way is they want to use their senses. It should cater to their sensory perception. That is why very young children, if you have noticed, if they get something new, they will immediately do what? Put it into their mouth. Why?
Thinking that it is eatable.
No. They don't think it is eatable. They want to feel it. They don't know it is a totally new object. So for children at that age, their sense of taste is most prominent. They cannot identify things with the sense of smell. It's not developed so much. Can they identify with the sense of sight? No. By hearing? By touch? No. So for them, the sense of taste is most prominent. They immediately understand mother's milk. They understand if something is sweet or salty or pungent or bitter. They can immediately identify. So they discover the world through the tongue. That is why they put everything in the mouth. It's not that they are hungry all the time. Why is this child always putting everything in them? It's not that they are hungry. They want to discover what it is. Isn't it? So for such children, you should engage their senses. You give them something very colorful to watch, something very melodious to hear, something very tasty to taste. So their senses must be engaged. Then they will learn. Which age group? 3 to 6. Yes. The second way of engaging them is movement. They are always attracted to moving objects. Isn't it? They want some movement. That is why we have toys. If you see, children are mostly attracted to toys which move. Have you seen toys? A bear sitting and clapping its hand, isn't it? Making some sound. They are attracted to movement. Remote controlled cars. All those things immediately attract them. That's why in Montessori, how do teachers teach? They will not sit simply like this. Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? No. How will they teach? Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Like that and all. Why is this lady showing too much action like this for one Baba, black sheep? It is very scientific. They are attracted to movements. Isn't it? So, the second way of attracting their attention is through inculcating a lot of movement in your teaching methodology. And the third way is they learn by imitation. Children in that age group, they want to imitate. That's why we have to be very careful with children in that age group. See, actually this is also a training program for parenting. They will immediately imitate. They don't know whether it is right or wrong. Whatever father does, mother does, they will immediately imitate. That is why girls, they want mini cooking utensils. Have you seen? Simple pan, they want a stove, they want vegetables, they want to do cooking. And they want to tie sari. Have you noticed? They like tying saris. And boys, they usually imitate the father. They want to have a bike. If the father is a smoker, they want to have a cigarette. So they want to imitate father. So this is the third way how they get engaged. In which age group? 3 to 6, early childhood. So what are the three ways? Senses, movement, imitation. So your teaching methodology must have these three things. See, now he is imitating me, see? See, for instance, if you want to teach a child in this age group some simple basic maths, say for an example, you want to teach that child 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. Okay, how will you do that? So what you have to do is, you have to take 2 red blocks, 2 blue blocks, and make them to put it, piled it together. Then you should ask them, now what? They will say, the earlier teacher on the left side there was 2, on the right side there was 2. Now in the middle how many? 4. Then, so that means what? 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. That's how you teach. So here you are engaging colors, red, blue, bright colors. Senses, they touch, they build. And then they imitate the teacher. The teacher builds the blocks and they will also build. Okay. So this is for the first age group. What is the second age group? It is known as primary school. First one was early childhood. This one is childhood or primary school. And the age group is from 7 to 12. From 7 to 12. For such children, 2 methodologies work. So these are all based on researches in the area of pedagogy. So what they say, the first thing that will work is, it is known as gamification. You heard about this word? Gamification. What is gamification? Yeah, you teach things in the form of games. They like, such children like gamification. And second methodology that you can adopt is social interaction. These children like to interact with other kids, be in a team, work as a team, you know. So for instance, if you want to teach children in this age group geography of, say, Japan, at least you want to teach them how many main cities are there in the country of Japan. So what you do, you make it into a game. You divide them into groups and say, if you go straight, something like a treasure hunt, a game like a treasure hunt, you go straight, then there will be a banyan tree, then you climb on that banyan tree, then there will be a secret box, you take that box, get down, walk north, turn left, then you will come to a city full of toys. What is that city? It is Tokyo. Toys, Tokyo. So it's a game. So another team is given another set of errand. They discover another city. This is on the north, this is on the east, this is on the south, like that, you know. So through games and social interaction. Is there a social interaction happening here? It's a team. One boy will say, don't climb that tree. This is this tree. No, this tree only. And you climb that. You know, like that, there is some interaction happening. So then they learn. So this is for the second group. It is called primary or childhood. The age is from 7 to 12. The third group, it's known as adolescence. Adolescence. It is from the age group of 13 to 18. From 13 to 18. They are grouped as adolescent kids. The nature of such kids is, they are like critical thinkers. They keep on asking questions. They want answers. You know, if you directly give them everything in a platter, this is what it is, you better learn it, they don't like it. They want to discover it on their own. So, in that age group, the role of the teacher is totally different. The role of the teacher is like that of a guide or mentor or a coach. The difference is the teacher does not tell them anything straightforward like this is what it is. Rather, they encourage the students to discover it themselves. That's how they do it. For example, if you have to teach the theory of buoyancy, just for example, to this group, you know what is the theory of buoyancy? Water, when it gets displaced, the object will float, isn't it? So, you have to teach this theory. How do you do that? For example, you say, you bring a cup of water or a jar of water. You take a nail and then you put it into that jar of water. Then you ask the students, what will happen? Then it will sink. Then you will bring a small boat and put it on top of the water. Then you ask the students, now what will happen? It will float. So now the question is, now you should ask them the question. A small piece of nail made of steel, which was very light, it sank. But a big piece of steel, which is more heavy than the nail, is floating. Why? Don't tell them the theory. You ask questions. Then they will think, true, no? This is small, its weight is less, it is sinking. This is big, weight is more, how it is floating? Then they will think. Then you take them, then it becomes very interesting. Then you'd ask them, suppose you enter a hall. 50 people can sit in that hall. You are entering, the hall is already full. You are entering as the 51st person. There are only 50 chairs. Then what? How will you sit? How will you sit? Sit on the floor. I want a chair. Then how will you sit? You kicked one fellow out.
There is any kid,
Huh?
if there is any kid, put them in your lap
And sit. They're all very practical people.
51st person is the lecturer, then they should be the seat.
Yeah, or the lecturer should stand. So, then what happens is, one person has to be moved further away. Isn't it? They are in a particular line. So, that person has to be moved away. One person is displaced. He is in a particular place. His place is changed. So, that is what is called displacement. Similarly, when the nail is put, what it will do? It will displace some water. But that displacement is not enough to make it float. Why? Because it is very thin. But when you put a boat, then what will happen? It will also displace. But it will displace more water. Why? Because it is very big, broad. Yeah. So like this is just an example. You have to find out your own methodology to do that. But the point is, don't give them everything in a platter. Allow them to discover it themselves. No. So, if you give them such an opportunity, what is the advantage? They'll have a sense of feeling of discovery. I found it out. And it will be etched in their memory for a long time. Because they only discovered it. See, suppose you by heart a poem. Somebody, some William Wordsworth, some fellow wrote some poem and you are supposed to by heart it. How long you will remember that poem? The exam is over. And that too, if you are using a bit, you will not remember even during the exam. Because bit will remember. Isn't it? But suppose you wrote a funny poem. No? I went outside and it was raining. I fell outside and I came inside. Does it sound like a poem? Yeah, for me it is a great poem. I went outside and it was raining. I fell down and came inside. If you wrote this poem, will you ever forget? Such a foolish poem it is. But he will not. But William Wordsworth's wonderful poem he will forget. But this funny poem he will remember. Why? Because you discovered it. Whole night you are thinking, when I went outside. So you'll remember. So this is the logic. You allow them to discover it themselves. Then they will have an inspiration to discover more. And I should discover more. Okay. So now we discussed how to divide the students based on age group. We can divide them into 3. What is the first division? Early childhood, 3 to 6. What works best for them? 3 things: senses, movement, imitation. And the second group, primary or childhood, age group 7 to 12. What works for them? Gamification and social interaction. Third group, adolescents, age group 13 to 18. What works for them? Discovering themselves, critical thinking skills, isn't it? So this is what Sishyanusarena. Earlier it was Vishayanusarena. Now it is Sishyanusarena. Now again, experts in pedagogy, they are also talking about learning styles. We can also divide students based on their learning styles. The formula that they give is called VARK. V-A-R-K. VARK. Dividing students based on their learning styles. So the synonym or the acronym for that is VARK. V-A-R-K. So we are discussing the different learning styles. V stands for visual learners. V for visual learners. See, there is one saying by Confucius. He says, if you hear, you may forget. If you see, you may remember. If you do, we are trying to derive learning styles based on this. So V stands for visual learners. So such people, they learn very fast when they are taught through lot of visuals. For example, diagrams, charts, photographs. They like the tools, and it will be etched in their mind, because whatever they see, they will immediately remember. Okay. So the acronym was VARK. Next letter is A. Auditory learners. Since she is a teacher, she already knows. Auditory learners. That means what? These people, when they hear something, they learn fast. They want to hear. So for them, you have to explain. Orally you explain, then they understand. Maybe you make it into some kind of a song or something which is or a poem. They like to hear and learn. So that is A, auditory learners. And third letter is R. R stands for reading and writing. These people learn when they read something or when they write something. Reading or writing. So that's why some teachers, they make students to read aloud. There are some exercises which are known as read aloud exercises. Some teachers, they say you write and bring, because they know these people learn when they write, isn't it? So this is third learning style. And what is the next fourth letter? K. K. Kinesthetic learning. By doing. Kinesthetic. Kinesthetic. Something like kinetic. Kinesthetic. By doing. They want the practical things. That's why we have a theory class as well as a practical class. Isn't it? They want to do. Then they learn. Okay. Now, did you understand this concept? So, yeah.
You said one thing. We see, remember, we do.
If you see, you may remember, you may forget.
Here,
If you hear, you may forget. If you see, you may remember. If you do, you will understand. It's a saying by Confucius. Are you confused? No. So, there are 4 learning styles. What are they? Visual learning, auditory, reading, kinesthetic. Okay. Now, suppose you are addressing a classroom with say some 30 students. How will you know which student is a visual learner, which one is an auditory? How will you know? You don't know. It may take a lot of time, isn't it? Meanwhile, what you will do? You use all these methodologies. That is called as multi-modal teaching style. Mode. Mode means visual mode, kinesthetic mode. So, if you are new to this classroom, since you don't know what is the learning style of your students, you adopt all the 4 modes. So, what is the advantage? Then everybody will be covered under that, isn't it? So use all the 4 modes, especially if it is a very difficult topic. Make sure that all these 4 type of students are catered to. Okay. Now let's do some practical thing. See, suppose you are given a topic to present in your classroom. The topic is, you are not this body, you are soul. Okay. So you are totally new to this classroom. Suppose you want to cater to the visual learners. How will you teach this concept? You are not this body, you are soul. What will you do? What picture you will show?
body moving, childhood.
Different stages.
Stages and
From embryo, child, like that, finally. Yeah. Okay. So, when you show that body, when you show that picture, illustration, so how will you explain?
There's a soul, and once the body is done, the soul will move on to the next body.
Okay. Okay. Any other?
Cage and parrot rule.
Cage and parrot. Okay. How will you do it?
Like if you feed the parrot will be alive. And but if you pour water and clean the cage, that is not sufficient alone. If you fuel the gate or the cage.
But all those things should be in the form of pictures. Pictures. You cannot tell stories to them. They want visuals, isn't it? If you have all those pictures, good. Okay, one by one you have to show. One picture, there is a parrot inside the cage. Next picture, the old lady is cleaning the cage. Next picture, he is not feeding anything. She is only eating all paneer sabji, everything. And the third is a parrot is lying there. Yeah.
Prabhupada is given.
Yeah.
In a car, if a person is traveling, you cannot represent him with a car actually. You have to represent him with a person.
That is also a good way of doing it. If that is the example, we just need to have just 2 pictures. In one picture, the driver is inside the car. In another picture, the driver is outside the car and the car is slightly damaged. If you have two such pictures, then how will you teach? The first picture, the driver is inside the car is moving. Second picture, the driver is standing outside the car is damaged. Then how will you teach?
No, the car is the actual body and the driver is the soul. And when the car is damaged, it is not useful, so driver has come out. The same way, when the body is not useful, soul will come out.
Yeah. And then the second picture is very important, because even though the car is damaged, the driver is intact. Nothing has happened to the driver, only the car is damaged, isn't it? So like this we can use pictures. Okay. Now how will you teach the next group? Auditory learners. The same topic. You are not this body. How will you explain?
For example, you compare with your old photograph and your photograph. You say that is also I am. This is also I am. Who is that I am?
Okay. So then again you are using visuals. Yeah. Without pictures, how will you teach them?
Clothes.
Clothes.
Yeah. We change the clothes. We are changing our body. Comparing it to body.
Okay. So yesterday I was wearing a sari, but today I am wearing a churidar. So, but I am the same person. Only my clothes changed.
Yeah.
Okay. That is one way of doing it. Auditory means only hearing. Okay. So he is saying it should be more of hearing.
It is not like interactive, that's what.
Huh? What?
Not interactive.
It is not interactive. What you are trying to say?
It's more of like theory. I'm telling a theory. They have to listen.
Yeah. But even though you tell the theory, you should have something to make them understand. You cannot simply tell the theory alone. The point is, auditory listeners, they don't want visuals. They only want explanation. No visuals they need. Okay. See, another way of doing it is called the methodology of possessive pronoun. The methodology of possessive pronoun. You know, what is a pronoun? Instead of noun, we can use pronoun. What is a noun? Shyam. Shyam is noun. He is pronoun. I is pronoun, isn't it? See, so maybe you can say, this is my book. A student will say, correct, this is your book. This is my pen. Is that correct? Yes, this is my pen. This is my hand. It is correct? This is my hand. This is my leg, this one. Then finally what you should ask? Who is this my? So that is why it is known as possessive pronoun methodology. You are only possessing it. You are not that. So you should know the difference between you and the possessor. Possessor. You know. So that's why when I was doing my Bhakti Shastri, I had a classmate. Whenever they give me new textbooks, you know, I will immediately write my name, Sundar Nityananda Das. First I will write in English. Then I will think, if this guy doesn't know English, he will take my book, no? So I will write in Malayalam, Tamil, all the languages, front page, Sundar Nityananda, Sundar Nityananda. It's like that. Then I was watching the other guy, he simply wrote something very fast and he finished it. So I looked, he is written, under the care of Shyam Sundar Das, that's all. I wrote Sundar Nityananda, Sundar Nityananda like that. But he is writing under the care of Shyam Sundar Das. Which is correct? What I wrote is correct or what he wrote is correct? What he wrote is only correct. This doesn't belong to me. Isn't it? It is actually it belongs to Krishna. It is just given to him under his care for some time. That's it. That's the right understanding, isn't it? So similarly, we are only possessors. We possess, we don't own, and we are not that. Isn't it? So this is what is known as possessive pronoun methodology. This is for auditory learners. So now the same concept. For the third group, they understand things when they read. Then how will you teach? You give them a Bhagavad Gita. Ask them to go to shloka number 2.13. Dehinosmin yada dehe kaumaran. Prabhupada should teach them. They simply want to read. Okay, read. It's very easy. If we have 40 students like that in our classroom, then we should be very happy. Simply read Prabhupada's books. You will learn. Isn't it? So that is reading. Maybe you can also ask them to write. Whatever they understood, they can also write as an article or a small paragraph and bring it to me. That is how you teach them, isn't it? Now, which is the next category? Kinesthetic. How will you teach them you are not this body? Kinesthetic learners, they want some activity. You bring one somebody, kill them, and then see this person is dead. The soul went away. Did you see? Yeah. How will you teach them? One toy and one human being. Okay. Then? But then, okay, if the toy is an automated toy, if it moves? Okay, if it is a remote control car, it will listen.
But you have to operate it.
Oh, but you have to operate. It will not do anything on its own. Okay, yeah, that's one way of doing it. Because sometimes students will ask all these questions. You have to be prepared. Yeah. See, one classical way of doing it, it is known as glove puppetry. Just like we learned the methodology of possessive pronoun method, there is a method called glove puppetry. Glove, glove. Now the gloves you put, when it's a winter time, the gloves. So it's known as glove puppetry. That is, the teacher brings a glove and he puts it on his hand. Then he moves the hand. Then he asks the student, who is moving? The glove is moving or the hand is moving? Then they will all say the glove is moving. No. Then you remove the glove and put it on the table. Will it move? No, it will not move. Why? Because externally it looked like the glove is moving. Inside there was this hand. The hand was actually moving. Similarly, the body is moving. You cannot see the soul inside. So externally it will look like the body is moving. But actually the soul is only moving it. Then what you do? You remove the glove and put it. Then you pinch the glove. Will it say, ah? No. Why? It has no life. But you put the glove in the hand and then again pinch now. Then one sound will come. Why? Earlier you pinched the glove. Now also you are pinching the glove only. But then now there is a soul inside, a hand inside. Isn't it? So this methodology we can adopt. Glove puppetry methodology. Okay. Now there is another group, they are known as critical thinkers. They don't fall under any of these four categories. They want logic. They want to critically think and find out what is it. Okay. If that is the case, then how will you teach this concept to a group of critical thinkers?
Like question them continuously.
How?
Like about the topic, we give some questions so that they start thinking, and later we give them the solution so that they give attention and everything.
So maybe you can question, like in classical Vedanta, there is a concept called a neti. Neti concept. You heard about it? Neti means not this. So the topic is, I want to know Brahman. What is Brahman? I want to know. So I lift this paper and ask, is this Brahman? No. Neti. This is Brahman. Then I lift this glass and this is Brahman? No. Neti. Then we will ask, why do you say this paper is not Brahman? Because it cannot move on its own. Because it cannot think on its own. Isn't it? Like that you ask questions, neti, 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 neti. Finally they will come to what is Brahman. That is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it for this logical learners, especially for this topic, you can give them a scientific data that science tells us that within 7 years' time, your entire cells are replaced. Do you know that? That's what happens. Once you cross 7 years of time, all the cells in your body are completely replaced with the new cells. So that means after 7 years, you are getting a brand new body. Your old body is completely gone. They are all replaced. So now can you say that you are a new person? You have to take a new Aadhaar card. 7 years is already over. Can you say that? No. Huh? Yeah. So that means even though the entire body was changed, you are still the same person. So you are catering to their critical thinking. Yeah, correct only. Even though I got a new body, I am still the same person. Isn't it? So this is critical thinkers. So like this, we have to select the methodology as per the learning style. But then remember that if you don't know what kind of learners are they, then what you should do? Multimodal concept. Make sure that you have everything included. Now, some practical things. Is it important to understand the intelligence quotient of a student? Is it important for a teacher to understand the IQ of a student or not? It is important? Why? Based on that only you can judge them and decide how to teach them.
What to what extent?
Yeah. So maybe we can group them as is very intelligent, average, or below average, isn't it? So you judged your students on this criterion. Okay. Now the question is, can you tell the student, hey, you are an average fellow? You move this side. You are a Buddhu fellow. You move this side. You are a smart fellow. You come front. Can you do that? Then why did you judge them? You are not supposed to be judgmental. Samabhava. Being a teacher, you are judging your students. Is a Buddhu fellow, is a intelligent fellow, is an average fellow. So is it correct that as a teacher you judge them?
It will be correct.
Another person who guides them, we should not judge them.
Not judge them. So as a student, he feels the teacher should not judge.
Like not like that. As a teacher, we should only teach them. We should not they are not testing. We are actually guiding them.
Okay.
So we have to teach them, not.
Yeah, but the question is, can you divide the students on the basis of their IQ? Is intelligent, is average, is below average? Is it okay?
But internally we should do it.
That is the point. You should do it. Then only you can teach them properly. But it should be confidential. You should not express that to them. You should deal accordingly. When you express, then it is, they will feel the teacher is judging us. Isn't it? So it should be kept confidential. Now, is it required for the teacher to understand the EQ of a student? First one is IQ. IQ means intelligent quotient. Is it important to understand the EQ of a student? First of all, what is EQ? That is a full form. But what exactly does it mean?
Understanding level of emotions, how does he speak, is he angry?
That is, there is something called, see, there is a gross personality and there is an emotional personality. Gross personality means the way you dress, your dress code, the kind of hygiene you maintain, the kind of words you use, your vocabulary, your body language. All this comprise the gross personality. But what is the emotional personality? Deep down within you, are you a insecure person? Are you a very fearful person? Are you a confident person? Are you a brave person? All those things constitute the emotional personality. Now the question is it important for the teacher to understand the emotional personality or EQ of their students? How will it help?
We cannot till what extent we should scold them or to what extent we can.
For example, there are two students. One student has got parents. Another student doesn't have a mother. Mother is gone, expired. No? Will you deal with both the students in the same way?
No.
How will your dealings be different? This boy doesn't have mother. How will it be different?
So it will be more caring with them.
More caring. That's why in the beginning we said teaching is a relationship. It is not a job or profession. So an ideal teacher should be able to fill that void. So he should give more love and care for that boy who doesn't have a mother. And sometimes if a child has parents who are divorced, does it make a difference to you as a teacher? It makes a difference. So what difference does it make? They'll be very sensitive because their parents are divorced or very insecure. They'll be aggressive, isn't it? So all those things they will exhibit in the classroom or not? They will definitely exhibit all those feelings in the classroom. So if you don't understand this background, then as a human being, you will have a kind of partiality towards certain students. If you see a very aggressive student, then you will have dislike for that student, isn't it? But in case you know that the reason is because his parents are divorced, then he will feel more empathy. Then you will not take that aggressiveness very personally, isn't it? So it is also important to understand the emotional quotient or the emotional personality of that. Well, these are all very difficult things to do. It is not easy. But I am saying this is how you should evolve yourself as a teacher in the long run. All this doesn't happen in the first class or the second class, but this should happen in the long run. Then you can establish a relationship with your students.
Overall development of the child.
Yeah, not only academic development. The teacher should be able to contribute to the overall development. See, for instance, once the child starts going to the school, the time the child spends with the parents is more, or the time the child spends with his teachers is more. School is more, teachers is more. Even when the child comes back home, it will spend some time in entertainment, playing this and that. It hardly spends any time with the parent as such, isn't it? Because the mother will be busy in the kitchen, father will be watching TV or talking on the phone, isn't it? Office work. So even though physically they are present in the home along with the parents, the time they spend is very limited. So actually the teachers spend more time with the students than the parents. So if that is the case, then the teachers can make a better contribution to the overall development of the child rather than the parent, especially if the parents are working parents. They will not have any time or energy to spend on their child. Huh? Yeah. Or even weekends they'll take them for tuitions. Swimming class, this class, that class. So they don't spend any time, isn't it? So that's why I said you can take many cues of parenting from these sessions. if you want to contribute to the overall development of the child, it is not important that you and the child stay in the same house. I am staying in the same house only, Prabhu. We are not divorced. That will not help. If it has to make a difference, what you should do? Spend time with the child. Talk to them, sit with them, play with them, discuss things with them. Then you are a parent. Otherwise, you are only a guardian. Most of the parents are guardians. They are not parents. They think they are parents. No, I am only working for my child only. You are a guardian. You are not a parent. You are a worker. Don't be a worker. Be a parent. Then finally, when they get a seat for you in the old age home, you will sit and cry. I spent my whole life for my child. Now he is putting me in the old age home. This is unfair. Nothing unfair. You were a guardian only throughout your whole life. Isn't it? So that is why it is very important that at least one parent is not working. If both the parents are working, then how will you give some quality time for the child? They think they are making a great sacrifice for the child. Nothing you are doing. Even the government will take care of your child. If you say, I am not capable, then we will put them in school. We will give them a house. You don't need a parent for that, isn't it? So, roti, kapda, makan ke liye parents nahi chahiye. For love and affection, we need parents. So, you should go back and think, am I a parent or a guardian? Many times you will be in for a shock. So, the point, you are like a second parent to the child. If you are a teacher, you are actually like a second parent. In many cases, you are the first parent. Isn't it? So, it is very important to realize this as a teacher. Then you will become very successful as a teacher. Then you will be able to establish a relationship with the students. Then another point that you have to remember is, there is something like a generation gap. In olden days, you can deal with children in different ways. Like when I was studying, there were many teachers who used to call me donkey. Kalida, ettana vaati sonnalum puriyadu. You know kalida? Kalida means donkey. What is a correct good word for Karnataka? Gadida. They will scold like that. Have you heard such scoldings from me? Yeah. Then you will have, thank you, teacher. That was the generation. But now if you go and say, Kalida means you will immediately complain to the headmaster. Then you will become a Kalida. So earlier, the teacher, whenever I was studying, the teacher will not first enter the classroom. A big stick will first enter the classroom. Then the teacher will come. Teacher will hold the stick like this, only enter. Like a fighter, swordman. Yeah. This is how he used to enter, many teachers. And then he will place it on the table. Then he will give a menacing look. Saw that, yeah? But nowadays we cannot do all those things. Isn't it? You cannot beat the students. You cannot punish the students physically. Again, whether it is good or bad, it's a big discussion. But still, that is the situation now. Now, the point I'm trying to make is, nowadays, children, they have self-respect. If you scold them, if you call them names, they don't like. They get offended. You know. Once I remember, I was telling Madhusudan, like a beggar, you are taking chips from everybody's packet. Hey, how you call me beggar? Oh. Whole day he did not talk to me. How dare you call me a beggar? You know how much property I have in Kuppam? You got offended. It was in a joking tone, but he got offended. And he threw the packet of chips on my way. Go, you only eat. I still remember. Do you remember? Yeah. Madhusudan, you remember? Yeah. Yeah. So I was surprised. Every day my mother and father used to call me beggar, donkey, monkey. I never felt offended. This guy, chota fellow, is getting offended. For jokingly calling him a beggar. So the generation gap. Nowadays, kids, they expect self-respect. So you have to consider that also. Like there is an episode. It was on Vaishnava. His name is Varada. So he was advised by his seniors, elders, to go and approach a guru and learn Sri Bhashyam. And this Varada, he went and in Srirangam this happened, he knocked at the door of his guru. And then from inside, the door was knocked. From inside, the guru asked, "Who is that?" Then he said, "I am Varada." Then the guru even then did not open the door. So humiliating. You have knocked, guru is inside, and you are not opening the door. Okay? And then guru is asking from inside, "Who are you?" And he is saying, "I am Varada." And then the guru even then did not open the door and said, "You come back after you die. Come back after you die." You did not understand. What is this? How can I come? Like ghost I should come or what? So what did he mean? He did not understand. I am Varada. Come back after Aham dies. With Ahangaram he cannot learn. Go. And then he went and then he came. Then again he knocked at the door. This time also the guru did not open the door. Then he asked, who is that outside? Then he said, Adiyen. Adiyen. Adiyen means servant. Your servant has come. Then the door was opened. If you do this to the modern days, Madhusudan is knocking and then, "Come back after." I'll go to another school. My father is a rich man. Why I should come and learn from you? You die, I will not die. Yeah, teacher should come behind. Please, can you sit and learn? Yeah, otherwise no salary for you. So the whole situation has changed now. There's a big generation gap, isn't it? So Madhusudan is thinking, I did a big mistake by coming to today's session. I should have stayed home peacefully. Somehow I came here. I am being humiliated here. So this has to be taken into consideration. And another thing that you have to consider is, nowadays, especially in the schools and all, the first instruction that the management gives the teachers is, somehow you make sure that there is 100% result. All the students should pass with flying colors. What do you think about this instruction as a teacher? The management, as soon as you come in to your school, take your inside your office, they give this instruction in the meeting that you should pass all the students. Make sure that all the students pass in flying colors. That is your target. Okay. So what do you think as a teacher about this target?
We have to do the task.
Huh?
We can try, but actually we require some time according to the student.
Okay. So can you judge your validity as a teacher based on 10% pass or not? Suppose you taught for 1 year. Out of 100 students, only 90 students passed. 10 students failed. So then can you say that I am only 90% successful as a teacher? If 20 students failed, I am only 80% successful. Why? It depends on different children. We cannot think that every child is having the same IQ. That is foolishness. That is the very logic of Varnashrama Vyavastha also. Why do we have Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras? Why don't we make everyone as Brahmanas? Isn't it? That will not happen. If society, people are not equal, then how can you expect that equality within the classroom? There will be smart students, there will be average students, there will be below average students. So you cannot judge your capability based on the pass marks of the student. Of course, we try our level best. Sometimes that is one drawback of our educational system. Earlier during the Gurukula system, the Guru judged the students and accordingly subjects are taught. If he is having a Brahmanical culture, he is trained as a Brahmana. If he is having a Kshatriya culture, trained in warfare, weapons, isn't it? But nowadays the teachers have that handicap. Whatever be the nature of the student, you are supposed to teach him in the same curriculum. Then how will you become 100% successful? Isn't it? So, don't judge yourself based on the pass percentage of your students. Now, another thing, what is the time? Are we running out of time? There are so many points. 7. When did we start? 50. So now it is 7 minutes already? 1 hour 20 minutes. Okay, so we'll stop. Because it's getting late for you. Isn't it? Like this? Huh? Yeah, there are so many things. The sessions can go on and on and on. Yeah. Okay. So do you think all these points are useful for you as a teacher? You feel it's useful? Okay, fine. So maybe. Huh?
It is very much helpful for me. At the right age where
Yeah. Okay. So we'll stop here. If you have any questions. Well, shlokas are always taught by repetition only. Like what they used to do in the early ages is that the parents or the grandparents, it was like a joint family. Especially if it's a pious family, every day morning they get up, they chant Vishnu Sahasranama, Gita shlokas, everything. And the child will be playing around, but it will be hearing. So now instead of real people chanting, we can put records. It will play in the background. They will be playing, running around, but it will get inside. So shlokas are always taught, especially for younger kids, through repetition and hearing only. Once they come to a particular age, then you can teach them the meaning. Then when they again come to another age, you can teach them what are the principles that you draw out of the meaning. Then finally application. So it takes time. So shlokas, it is always through repetition.
Three types of students are there. So in adolescents also we have said like critical thinkers, and there is a special category also again critical thinkers. Both are same or?
It's the same only. They want to get the logic. They want to know why. They cannot simply accept because father told me. Some students are like that. A senior has told me, a teacher has told me, I accept it. But some people are not like that. They want an answer. Why? Why is it so? So they are logical thinkers.
Like this generation.
Yeah, mostly this generation.
We used to never ask any
Questions to the seniors.
But
Now they ask questions. If you ask them to chant, they will ask why we should. You are not chanting, no, why you are asking me to chant? They will ask questions.
for
Everything they will ask.
first is why.
Why? Yeah.
In our BPS Balaram match, we give homeworks, but they're not very serious about it. How to improve that dedication or seriousness towards them? How to encourage them?
Yeah, again, homework generally is.
What we taught in the class only we will make
Yeah.
extra homework we are giving, but that also we should be back up and do.
Yeah. See, the problem is they are facing two kinds of teachers. One kind of teachers in the schools. Mostly nowadays teachers, they are not so much concerned about, bringing up the personality of the children and all. They also nowadays do it as a business. You pay us, we'll teach, that's it. You have to complete the syllabus now, that we'll do. That is the mindset, unfortunately. So, they have that kind of feeling with the teachers and homework. It is so dull, you know. So, that same mentality they will carry to our sessions also. We cannot immediately change that. So, we have to make the homework something more interesting, or maybe we reward the kid if they do the homework nicely, you know, reward system, something. Those things we have to do as per the audience. You have to learn how to, just like a mother, she knows how to feed the child. Different times, different methodologies. One time you show the moon and it will eat. Another time you show father, it will eat. Another time stick, it will eat. Another time neighbor, uncle, and it will eat. Then nowadays mobile, it will eat. You know? So many different methodologies. So the same methodology may not work all the time also. So it is a trial and error process only. Making things interesting, especially to children, is not easy. It requires a lot of patience, experience.
How is there, like, for every homework giving gifts is to...
Not all the time, once in a while.
We can do like making a group.
Yeah.
This group doing...
Yeah. Once in a while we can do that.
Prabhu, it also starts from us.
Mm.
If I can add, like, we don't give that seriousness to everything. It starts from us because if there is a train which leaves at 6 o'clock, we are trying to be there by 5:30 or 5 o'clock. For a flight, it doesn't wait for you. You're not there before the gate closes. You should be there before 2 hours. It's an international flight, 3 hours. We do that intentionally. We ensure that cautiously we are trying to be there. But for a class, it starts at Bhagavatam at 9 o'clock. We are not trying to be there at 9
Correct.
We take that as a lethargic approach.
Yes.
Okay, that class will still go on even if I'm not there. We are giving that seriousness there.
Yeah.
Similarly, for kids also, if there is a school, there is a proper approach, and if I'm not doing this, there is a punishment or there is some kind of thing which will happen to them. They have that embedded in their brain.
Yes.
So obviously they will do it. But here we are not trying to do that with an approach. I'm not telling like we should give a punishment, but it is like culturally, psychologically, it is written that way, which needs to change.
Yes.
And we need to find ways of doing that change so that it changes from us and then it gets cascaded to the rest of the people.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a valid point. They should feel that if I do something correct, I am recognized, or if I do something wrong, then I deserve a punishment. At least they should have a feeling of guilt. Whatever I did was wrong. As you said, it should start from our everyday affair, like the example you are giving about coming to the classes at the right time. So everything counts. Children always watch how we leaders behave. Correct. Huh?